Om, please have your videos on. Om Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisam Tattvamasya Adilakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So I welcome everyone with all my humbleness and respects. So yesterday, we were speaking about the energy centers in our body. And we were mainly speaking about attention need. How we always do everything for attention need. Anyhow, we were speaking about negative and positive words. How even a perfect healthy person, just by we continuously uttering negative words, they can really become sick. Many people say, we don't do things for praise or approval. We do them because it is our duty. Please be very clear. The moment you claim that you are doing your duty, you are doing it because if you don't do it, your people will stop approving of you. Because even if there is a small slip in what you are doing, you will be able to see the change in their relationship with you. That is the reason you do your duty. That is why you're doing your duty. You might say, I'm their father. If I don't provide for them, for my children, who will? I'm not saying that you should not provide for your children. You have given birth to them. You have to provide for them until such time that they become independent and do things for themselves. But what you are doing, do out of no expectation whatsoever. Let it be an act which is an expression of the loving energy inside you without any sort of expectation. See, please understand. Right now, you might claim that you are not doing it out of any expectation. But when reciprocity from the other side dips a little, you will know. You will be able to observe the tension inside you, the disappointment in you. This tension, this disappointment is the result of the expectation that was inside you when you did your duty. The degree of these may vary with each person, but it will be there at some level. All the people I think who joined today, we are actually speaking about love energy. Before the love energy, we were speaking about attention need. How we do things always with approval of others. When the reciprocity from others dips, you will see a certain tension and disappointment inside you. At some level or the other, it's going to be there. And when it is there, you are not doing it out of just an expression of the loving energy in you. You are doing it out of a lesser, limited quality called duty or so-called love. The Bhagavad Gita beautifully says, Karmanyeva vadhikaraste maphaleshu kadaschanaha. It means your job is only to do the work, not to be concerned about the result. Whatever you do should be an overflowing of the loving energy inside you. Then you are not bothered about the results. When I say you're not bothered about the results, I don't mean that out of a frustrated or cynical conclusion, you are not bothered. What I mean is you don't even know to expect results because you are continuously moving and expressing your blissful inner energy. So we can't even say that you don't expect results. You are just flowing joyfully. That's all. This flowing energy is real love. When you start expecting from other people, there will be no end to it. And let me tell you, the most difficult thing is to satisfy all the people around you. God, do you think you can satisfy all the people all the time? Never. It is the most impossible thing to do on planet Earth. A small story. A husband and wife were celebrating their 50 years of marriage. The wife presented the husband with 2 shirts. He was very touched and declared that they would go out for dinner instead of cooking at home. It was a very tender moment for them. He freshened up and, to make his wife happy, wore one of the gifted shirts and appeared from his room. As he came down, she looked up and smiled. But soon her expression changed and she asked, "So the other shirt is no good?" Look at that. How can a person wear both the shirts at a time? Understand, it is never possible to make another totally happy. First of all, try to satisfy yourself. Find fulfillment in yourself. That is enough. And let this fulfillment have nothing to do with the people around you. Let it be just a bubbling energy inside you. irrespective of the conditions and people outside. That is enough. See, it is good. It is good to do something for others. It is good to give attention, give respect. But out of a deep, energizing love, not out of fear. Not because we are afraid that they will take away their certificates. It is not worth investing so much in others, investing so much in others' opinions that they become the center of your life. Don't make others the source of your energy. As I told you earlier, because you don't know anything about yourself, you turn to society for an answer. And society happily puts its labels on you. You're a good father, you're good looking, you're a failure, and whatnot. In the same way, as a parcel without a proper address is pushed from place to place, we move around collecting all these labels. But we don't know that we are not the labels, but the stuff inside the parcel. When you are dependent on others for your happiness, you are giving them control of your life. Be your own source of energy and inspiration. Come to a clear understanding that real joy is not possible when you place your center on someone else. If you understand this, half the problem is solved. A small story. Brahma Sutra is a great book available to humanity. It is the unabridged edition of world philosophy, from which all other philosophies originated. It is the book of books. It was written by Sri Veda Vyasa, the greatest Indian scholar ever. An enlightened master gave this book to one of his disciples, Vachaspati Mishra, and asked him to write a commentary on this book. The master also gave his daughter, Bhamati, in marriage to him and died shortly. Now, Vachaspati Mishra started out on his task earnestly. He was continuously engaged in writing. It became an intense and transforming meditation for him. Understand? He wrote for months. Soon months became years, and years became decades. He saw nothing else, thought about nothing else, and heard nothing else during that time. Finally, he finished the great work. Only the title of the book remained to be given. He looked up from his work. He saw an old lady lighting the lamp next to him. He was surprised. He asked her, "Who are you?" The lady replied, "Never mind about me. Continue with your work." He said, "I have finished. Tell me who you are." The lady said, "I'm your wife." Vachaspati Mishra was shocked. He was simply shocked at what had happened. Understand? For decades, he had been writing the book without a single thought about his wife. He could not believe himself. Why didn't you remind me all these years? He cried out loud. She asked, what for? You were immersed in the book. I felt no need to disturb you, she replied quietly. Vachaspati Mishra continued, you have sacrificed your entire life for the sake of humanity. What can I do to make up for it? Bhamati replied, it has been a joy to serve you. I feel privileged that I was able to serve you while you wrote this great book. Nothing more is needed. Vachaspati Mishra shed tears of joy. He paid his wife the greatest tribute. He named his life's work after her, Bhamati. Means only the title of the book did not finish, right? So he named it after her. It's his lifetime work, isn't it? Please understand. Even today, the most outstanding commentary on humanity's most precious book carries her name, Bhamati. Bhamati has become immortal because of her selfless devotion and love. Hare, since they got married, he never even looked at her. Look at that. But she kept serving him with devotion and love. Why? She was enough unto herself. It is not that she did not want to disturb her husband. She did not need to. There's a big difference between the two. Most of the time, we want attention but keep quiet, thinking that we should not disturb the other. But here, we are talking of a person who did not need attention. That is the difference. She did not feel that her youth was being wasted. She was not making any compromise. She was being her natural self. That's all. And that was enough for her. It was not difficult for her not disturbing her husband. She was so centered in her own energy that it didn't matter to her at all. Understand? Bhamati lives even after she died. We are all dying every minute when we live. That is the difference. Every minute we are alive now, still we are dying. But Bhamati lived even after she died. That is the difference. Today, in our houses, can you read the newspaper for half an hour in peace? Can your wife watch her serial on television for half an hour? Just when you're reading the newspaper, your wife will think of telling you all the important things that happened at home the previous day. And she will complain that you're not giving her enough attention. She will say that you are with the newspaper all the time. And exactly when your wife is watching her favorite television serial, you'll feel hungry and you want her to serve food for you. And you will curse the television for showing the serials at the wrong times. A small story. A man was sitting with his wife in a restaurant. They ordered for food and were waiting for it to come. The wife complained, "Dear, ever since we entered the restaurant, you have been reading that paper." The husband apologized. "I'm sorry, dear," and signaled to the waiter. "Can we have another newspaper, please?" You see, all of us are seeking attention all the time. And when we don't get it, we are upset. This is the root cause for all anger, disappointment, and frustration in our lives. Hare, when we move out of outer world and we go into spiritual world, then we want attention from our. We'll be very frustrated, isn't it? When we don't get it. We need to stop asking and start giving. We need to radiate energy instead of asking for energy. But we don't even know how to shift the focus from us to the other. We are so used to seeing ourselves as the center of attention. We need to start seeing the world outside as the center of attention. Now, how to do this? How to do this? Shift that center. For the next few days, I want you all to do this small exercise. Choose a partner from amongst yourselves of the same gender. Look after that partner completely. Your first concern should always be for the other person's comfort. When I say this is not possible on the screen, you can do that at home. Choose somebody from the same gender. It can be even your mother-in-law. Doesn't matter. Understand, don't choose your spouses. Okay. Choose somebody of same gender. Look after that person completely. Understand? Your first concern should always be for the other person's comfort. You should always look to see if he or she is happy and comfortable. Find out if they need anything. Instead of grabbing a plate for yourself first, give that person the plate and then you take one. If there is no warm water coming in your room, find out if there's warm water for them in their room. Understand? Almost all our lives, we worry only about ourselves. At the most, we worry about our close family. And that too, because we feel that it is our duty-bound love. When you start doing this exercise, you'll get a chance to see what selfless love is about. It is selfless because you don't expect anything from the other person. Now we are moving slowly, slowly deeper into the love dimension. We were speaking about attention. Now we are slowly moving into the real dimension of love. Real love is something so deep, so energizing that you will not know it unless you experience it. Please understand, love is an expression of energy, not something that is transacted. Tell me one thing. Can you love people when you meet them for the first time? We may say, we don't even know them, then how can we love them? Exactly. This is what you think. Let me tell you, with a little bit of intellectual understanding and meditation, you will realize that you can love anyone without a reason, causelessly. You can love the trees on the road, you can caress them and feel the energy flow from you. You can love people whom you pass by on the road without even knowing them. Understand, love is actually your very being, not a distilled quality that you possess. Understand? Nothing is as misconstrued as love as today. Today, love is more of a transaction. If someone says something nice to you, you love him. Tomorrow, if the same person falls short of it, you don't love him. You don't love him that much. Or you probably even hate him. Even your lifelong friend with whom you chat every day on the computer will seem suddenly not so close if he says something that goes against your approval. Then, where is your love at this time? Means what? It has suffered temporarily. Understand? It is just games that you play. A game in which love and hate surface alternately and interchangeably. And this love-hate relationship is not love at all. Be very clear. It is simply your reaction to a person or a situation. That's all. This is what we call love. This is not real love. It is subjective love. That's all. Understand? Real love knows no object. It is simply there, whether there is an object or not. Real love is the subject itself. It does not know any object. You are the subject and you have become love. That's all. Any object that comes in touch with it feels it. Just like a river flows naturally and people enjoy it at the different places that they encounter it, real love exudes from a person and the people around him will be able to feel it. There is absolutely no room for conditioning in real love. The energy in you should overflow and express itself as love. Understand? All our anger, love, attention, everything is energy. The energy in you should overflow. It should express as love by itself. It is then that you can break through the highly knotted boundaries of relationships and express yourself beautifully as a loving being. See, in order to discover the quality of your being, that is love, two things can be done. The first thing, repeatedly listen to words like these so that they create a conviction in you about real love. So that a space is created in you for the process of transformation. Second thing, meditate so that the transformation can actually happen. In practical life, when you go deeper and deeper into relationships, you will understand that all that you feel is not real love. See, understand everybody, I'm going on talking. See, for you to remove all the blockages in your energy centers, you need to know about each emotion which is related to the energy center. That is why we are speaking about love now. You need to completely understand. See, if you go deep and see into your relationships, you will understand that all that you feel is not real love, but just some form of give and take. It is all just adjustment, some compromise, some duty bound feelings, some fear, some guilt. It is all there in the name of love. Meditation will take you beyond these misunderstandings of love. Meditation will work at the being level. That is why it is a shortcut. When you have to go through life and know it by yourself, it will take you a lifetime. But with meditation, a space opens inside you to experience these things clearly for yourself, whatever your age may be. Just understand this one thing. When you are able to love without a reason, you will expand like anything. Your world will suddenly seem larger than life. It will be so ecstatic. You'll become an energy source to yourself and to others. You'll be so overflowing that the energy in you has to touch others. There's no other way. Then others will be naturally drawn to you. How many of you, tell me, when you first saw Swamiji or during any initiation, your eyes just overflow. You don't even know that tears are rolling, but they just roll. Anytime you see, your eyes just, you don't even realize you're just, eyes are wet. For no reason. See? Yes. That is true love. First time when I saw what happened, I didn't know name. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know how he looks. I don't even know who this Swamiji is. I happened to be in that place. And definitely I was not looking for a guru. So I happened to be in that place. And just Swamiji walked onto this thing. I was like, I just suddenly saw him, I'm like, who is this person? I was literally thinking, who is this young boy? He looked like a boy at that time. Young boy. Thinking, I don't know what happened, guys. I did not know that he was some Swamiji. He was there. I just saw him. That's it. What happened to me, I just can't say. I didn't know about enlightenment. I was not bothered about any of that. I'm very lucky that the first glance when it happened, my feeling connection connected in a right way. Because there was no expectation for any obstacle to be removed or some boon or some enlightenment or some spiritual growth. Nothing. There was nothing. Understand, many people will have intense connection, but your connection should be with the right context. Some people might be get attracted for manifesting powers. Some people might be attracted for intellectual teachings. Some people might be attracted, wow, this person is looking so graceful. He's smiling so nicely. Or some people might be attracted for boons. Some people for healing. What not? Understand, don't have that as a center. Because the moment we don't have that, we will get into incompletion. Your correction should be so pure with the right context. You just need to love him for him. That's it. It doesn't matter whether he gives you boons or not, whether you're enlightened or not, whether your spiritual growth is there or not, whether what is happening or not. Right context. When you have the right context and when your love is like that, others will be naturally drawn to you. You may ask, you may have a doubt. What about love between a mother and a child? Is it not selfless love? Many people will have this doubt. Even I had it. Understand, even motherly love comes with expectations. Many times people argue with us when we say this. Let me tell you, a mother loves her son, all right. But at the end of the day, there is an unwritten expectation written on that love. If the son causes a little friction, the first words that would come out would be telling the things that she had done for him since childhood. A small dent in the relationship is enough to bring the whole thing out. Real love is the expression of the existential energy in you, and this love can never think of any such arguments. It only knows to flow causelessly. It doesn't know to maintain any track record. Why? If our children back answer us continuously, what will we say? Okay, I gave birth. I took care of you for so long. I give everything you want. This is how you are paying me back. This is what we say many times. If you want, check it out. The moment you cite incidents from the past, it means that expectations were always there, hidden behind your love. And when it is this way, it can never be real love. I agree. Mother and child's love is little better, but still there are hidden expectations. A small story. A boy was learning fractions in his school. One day, the teacher asked him if there was a cake and we divided it into 5 portions and gave them to each of your family members. What fraction of the cake would you get? The boy replied, 2 by 5, ma'am. The teacher asked, how? Haven't you studied your fractions well? The boy replied, ma'am, my mother will give her piece to me if I like the cake. That is why he's having 2 by 5. Mothers want to sacrifice for their children, all right. But the attitude with which they sacrifice is what we are talking about. Understand? They should do it out of simply and overflowing in them, not out of any hidden expectations. Events will never get recorded in them if they do it out of an overflowing. You won't remember how many times you sacrificed if you're doing it with an overflowing. And even if they get recorded, they will not surface with a vengeance when things are not good. Please understand, common love always thrives on expectation. No one can deny this. Although everyone may try to. The expectation in love is so well woven into it that it is difficult to perceive it. That is the problem. Understand? As long as things go smoothly, it is difficult to believe what I am saying. But we hear of so many cases where sons and daughters are written off from the family for simple reasons. Simply because they married outside the community or because there was some feud in the family. Where did all the love disappear suddenly? Understand, 40, 50 years, you'll be like one bed, one plate, that close. Suddenly, that relationship disappears. That means all that 40, 50 years, it's a fake. One lifetime is over with 40, 50 years, isn't it? Please understand, until such incidents happened, the son or daughter would have been loved very much. Then what happened suddenly? How can it suddenly disappear if it was real love? Real love can never be stopped because it is not bound by any cause or effect cycle. Even in subtle family issues, if you look carefully, you will understand how bound your love is. Just try to rearrange a few things in your life and watch how your own family will react to it. Or if you don't wish one birthday finished, isn't it? All the love goes out of the window. If you don't wish your anniversary, wedding anniversary, if you don't remember finished the date, with your children, as long as you provide for them in the name of love, they also enjoy you in the name of love. As long as you don't rub each other the wrong way, it is all right. If either of you behaves in an unexpected fashion, the mood of the love changes, the flavor changes. Please understand, love which is always under threat is not real love. It is just arranged love. And anything arranged cannot be total. And when something is not a total, please understand, love needs to be a total celebration, not a duty. Not a duty. Further, in next session, we will discuss deeper into this. And I want to announce, tomorrow we don't have a session. Tomorrow, February 2nd, tomorrow, we don't have a session. We will resume back on February 3rd, 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay? By the time, help people. I gave you an exercise, right? Choose a person with same gender, take care of them without any expectations. That is one thing. Second thing, the easiest way to break your patterns is enriching, enriching, enriching. I'm telling you. That is the key. When I am taking this class session, satsang for you, you don't know what this is doing to me. I actually don't meditate. I actually don't do any completion techniques. I don't do anything. But so many patterns, so many things just break on their own. Because whatever best thing which is happening in our life, we should always share with people with the intention that it should do good for them also. That should be the intention. So, enrich. See, when so many people are there outside in the world, only you people are sitting on the screen. Am I right? So that means you are feeling something. Something about in these teachings of Swamiji, something is attracting you. So why you are not sharing that with your family or friends or your acquaintances? You don't know what shift happens inside you. This is an experiential truth. My experiential truth. I don't know if in the Sangha and all, if somebody is telling you to enrich or that or this or this or that, I don't care about that. This my experiential truth. And I never do if somebody is telling me. But I don't know, somehow what happened, guys, I actually did not even know the term called enriching, that, this and all. I used to overflow with melting and I used to automatically do. Only years after that, I came to know it's called enriching. Nobody told me. But I caught the taste before anybody told me. That is the advantage. That's why I'm very passionate about it. Because I'm seeing changes, transformation. All of you, come on, by tomorrow or day after, enrich one person and come. You have 2 days time. Enrich a couple of people. See the shift which is happening inside you. But you have to do it with the pure intention of it should help them. That should be the intention. Because when they also learn about all these things, when they transform, your life will become easy. Understand, suppose wife and husband are there. If only one person is spiritual, it's very difficult. If the other person also follows to a certain degree, your life becomes so easy, isn't it? You know what I do in my house? My maids also. See, if I enrich my maids, they'll take care of the house. Then I can sit here, isn't it? You don't know more than my husband or more than anybody. First, I'll enrich my maids, my driver, my everybody, my cook, everybody around me. If I call Sangha to my home, the cook has to cook for you, isn't it? I enrich and equip them completely. They don't expect anything. They don't expect money or anything for serving you, serving the Sangha. That's what I do. Just now, for me to sit in this room now for this session, you don't know how many interruptions will be there around this time. Completely, I give a key to my cook or maid or somebody. I said, no disturbance. They know they cannot disturb when I am in the class. To make your life around you and inside you easy, you should enrich people around you. After enriching people around you, you should enrich community around you. Then your children will be safe. They won't have bad company, isn't it? You know what I do? I want my daughter to wear Indian dress. First, I'll go and enrich her friends' moms so that they make their children wear Indian dresses. That way, my daughter is also safe wearing Indian dress. That is the way you have to take responsibility. Enriching is not a job, it is for our life. I'm telling you. Next 2 days, enrich at least a couple of people. Make them sit in this session. Hey, anyway, this is free session. What is there? Let them experience. After experiencing, let them go away. No problem. Understand? Let them experience the teachings. Maybe they'll pick up something nice and they'll go, isn't it? It might be sometime in your life, it will be useful. Of course, don't do it with that expectation. Anyhow, we will meet day after tomorrow for the session. Inform your friends also that tomorrow we don't have a session, okay? Let us have a healing now. Please switch on your videos for healing. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let everybody on the screen and all the people who are viewing on the social media platforms, let every one of us be healed, and let all our obstacles and the outside and the inside worlds be removed. And let us manifest abundance in our life. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sadguru Padarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. I request one more thing. All of you, please have your city name in front of your name on the screen. Okay, many of you I don't know. So only if I know you, sometimes when you're missing a class or something, I'll be able to give you vital information. If I start knowing you from which city you are and what is your contact number, I'll be able to give you the right informations. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you all day after tomorrow. Please enrich. Don't forget.